What's up, everyone? My name is Mistic, and today I'm watching the video. We asked a diagnosed sociopath 15 tough questions. Honesty box. Now, I just want to say I am not diagnosed with any personality things, just like PTSD and like depression, anxiety shit. But I know there's definitely something not quite right with my personality. So I feel like I will have a lot to say about these, but one thing, just to start off with, that a little gripe I have is that I'm guessing that they're putting her identity on full display because you can see her, you can hear her. I feel like maybe providing her some anonymity would make the answers more honest, because I feel more honest when, I'm behind a screen and not, connecting my identity with the things I say. So I feel like her answers might be a little different because of that. So, yeah, let's get into it.
So no, I've never wanted to kill cats. And I'm going to be specific there, not cats.
Mhm.
There are things I've done in my childhood, but never to cats.
I have never hurt any non-insect bug. Yeah. Anything else has been like accidentally like stepping on them. That's not the thing I wanted to do. I have like watched bugs like drown in bug spray or water and stuff, or like squish them, but not anything bigger than that.
I'm Kanika, the diagnosed sociopath, and I'm here to answer questions from the honesty box.
So they're being very open with their identity, which kind of worries me.
Personal definition of a sociopath. Well, to me, a sociopath is someone who has been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder and has specific antisocial behaviors. I would say a sociopath is someone who does not have empathy, who does not have remorse, and doesn't have guilt.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think that there's any room in society for guilt because it's just a useless emotion.
And the clinical diagnosis, does that differ from that?
Sociopathy is not a medical term.
But the bug wasn't a threat.
When people talk about,
some of them are just like flies, but I also generally just have a big fear of bugs. But nothing to ladybugs or butterflies, because I think they're cute. So, and they're also not harmful, even if they're not. I am very scared of bees, wasps, anything that can sting me, bite me, anything like that. I'm terrified of.
About it, it's usually informal. I know I use it informally. It doesn't have a.
Yeah.
It is not in the DSM. You need to be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, which is characterized by a lack of empathy, guilt, and remorse.
I would be interested in, getting tested, but I don't want to deal with the effects of getting diagnosed, because I know certain places don't like you if you're, somewhat crazy. It definitely hinders job opportunities or like travel plans, so definitely don't want to do that. I need to travel.
A lot of people claim to be sociopaths and they think, oh, I've done bad things before. Am I a sociopath? And the answer is no. Most of you still have empathy, guilt, and remorse, and what people like to call it conscience. We don't have that. Are you born a sociopath or do you become one? So I'm in the firm belief that anyone with factor 1 traits, which is the callousness, the grandiosity, the glibness, the charm, that's all born. You're born with that. And that's where the distinction comes in between sociopathy and psychopathy. So psychopathy is based on the Hare checklist, which is the work of a clinical psychologist who is Canadian. And so there's a lot of traits that can be ascribed to factor 1 versus factor 2. So factor 1 is when you don't commit like crimes out of passion. You don't react out of heat, out of anger in the moment. You react out of coldness and a long calculated strategy. And that's what I believe I have. The thing is I'm not impulsive and reckless. I am when it comes to adventures. I am not when it comes to revenge and plots. I can spend a year, 2 years working on a
I don't
plot
think
to
I'm
get back at
very
somebody.
reckless when it comes to
do not-
adventures, but I definitely calculate every interaction I have with anyone in real life, at least. Not so much online, but like everything I say to someone in real life has some kind of thing behind it, whether it's how they perceive me, what impression it gives them, what like if I do X for someone, will it get them to do Y for me, or will it get them to think Y of me? If not, why do it? Otherwise, there's no point.
Get into fist fights. I do not get aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I do not do things that will cost me my freedom, my life, and my social circle.
Yeah.
How can you spot a sociopath?
Watch
The
Dexter.
funny thing is, people think sociopaths are going to be scary in person, that they're, there's a distinction between them and other people. The truth is, there really isn't. What I notice in a fellow sociopath is the eyes.
They're the president.
The eyes are pretty soulless. If you see me get
Are
angry,
my eyes soulless?
you will see my eyes become soulless. But I personally had to teach myself how to blink more often because I was freaking people out. And so that's something that you will notice. The ability to hold eye contact for as long as possible.
I mean, your eyes
Usually
are still
because
soulless.
we don't have the same stress response as other people. We're also very calm in tough situations, and we're calm when we even get like almost hit by a car, like I was the other day. My heart rate did not go up at all. So when you notice someone who is exceptionally calm, exceptionally good in stress, it's highly likely that they could be a sociopath. Do you have friends? I'm a sociopath. I'm not like a serial killer, okay? Of course I have friends. Like, do you think I'm like AI or something?
I've got two friends.
I have so many friends. I've had long-term friends. I've had people who I find to be disposable.
I kind of think most of my friends I've had some kind of motive behind them, some, disposability. But I say the people that I'm friends with now, there's not really a solid cause. It's just I enjoy them, and that's good enough for me.
And so I'll get rid of them when they stop having a use.
Yeah.
But my real friends who are within the core, they get the best friendship imaginable. Like, I will do anything for these people. But where you'll lose me is consistency. And so whoever falls off based on that, I understand. I'd be annoyed too.
What do you look for in a friend?
I like someone who is going to be loyal, who will not generally start fights or create a hierarchy within the friendship circle. Yeah. I don't like hierarchies in those social settings. I need someone who is willing to be there for me at 2 a.m. like I'm there for them at 2 a.m.
I would not be there for them at 2 a.m.
I believe it's approximately
50% of the time.
4% of the population has ASPD, and I would say it's probably more than the 4%. What percentage of the population has ASPD? I believe it's approximately 1 to 4% of the population has ASPD.
It's definitely more than that.
And I would,
because people don't want to get diagnosed with it, because then they're going to be like obvious suspects for something, or treated differently, not get jobs, not go to places.
say it's probably more than that, because women are very underrepresented, and that's probably because our acts are not usually violent because we are small. We don't have the same advantages of men in that domain.
Is there an even gender split?
No, absolutely not. Men are far more likely to be sociopathic. Men are far more likely to be psychopathic. Men are far more likely to be violent, to be aggressive.
Well, that ain't really
to have the physical side
psychopathic, is it?
Assert that dominance. Whereas women just don't.
That's just kind of how they're raised.
Best way of dealing with a sociopath. Okay, so this depends on whether you are dealing with a bad sociopath who you want to get rid of versus someone you want to keep. So if you want to get rid of a sociopath, what you have to do is become exceptionally boring. We cannot tolerate it. We honestly cannot tolerate boredom. So the minute you start being less interesting to us, we'll lose. Like, we'll drop you. You could become very needy, very clingy, very dull.
I've dropped almost every blood. You wouldn't keep me. How dare you? How dare you? I think I've dropped every blood relationship that has no, like, financial or social gain to me. So, okay, good. That was a really bad typo. That was that was a really bad typo. Well, I am a bat, so I can fly, okay? I can fly from that cliff. How dare you?
Ugly, gain some weight. That sort of stuff will make us lose interest in you.
Wait, what?
We are so bored.
What'd you call me?
You could become very needy, very clingy, very dull. Ugly, gain some weight. That sort of stuff will make us lose interest.
Okay, that would not make me lose interest. Because my stuff isn't based on looks, it's based on more status stuff. Well, I don't drink coffee, so your coffee's safe.
We are so bored as a baseline. If you bore us even more, we're going to cut you real quick. Like, you'll be out of here in no time.
When you say bored as a baseline, what do you mean by that?
So I get bored basically just existing. So I don't necessarily feel boredom in the way a child would, but I feel this like sense of restlessness or agitation when I'm not actively a part of something that's going to bring me success or bring me fun. So that's when I start, but I feel this like, so I don't necessarily feel boredom in the way a child would, but I feel this like sense of restlessness or agitation when I'm not actively a part of something that's going to bring me success or bring me fun. So that's when I start spending.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get what she's saying. Because I don't get bored that much, but that's also because for the last 10 years, all I've been doing is making content in hopes of becoming something. Or also just doing whatever I find fun. I don't really, if it doesn't interest me, I don't try to do it. I just do whatever I want. I find interesting, so I don't leave room for boredom that much. So I can't really relate to the boredom thing because I don't experience it that much. I've just been kind of creating content for hours every day for years, and that's my fun. That is my meaning, my
purpose. Wild amounts of money, going on trips I never planned earlier, just forgetting medications and deciding to stop taking them.
I could not do those things because my purpose is to be able to travel to Japan, and if I spend recklessly, I can't do that. So then why exist if not to do that? Which is a little bit exaggeration, but
that boredom really gets in your bones, and then you just have to do something about it. So it's already so bad. When you exacerbate it, of course we're going to get rid of you. Did you want to kill cats as a child?
No.
No, I don't think I've ever wanted to kill cats.
I have a cat. Cats. I might be biased because I have my own cat that I've had since childhood. Okay, I just thought of something that I don't think I should say. But that it doesn't apply to my cat. And it wasn't. Yeah.
I have 4 Persian cats. So no, I never wanted to kill cats. And I'm going to be specific.
Next question.
Not cats. There are things I've done in my childhood, but never to cats.
Do you want to elaborate or no?
I have cats and dogs.
I was a very violent child. I didn't carry that out past approximately.
I was not a very violent child. At least in terms of, like, to other people. Is your cat edible? What? Chocolate? milk, dark, or white chocolate. But I was not like a violent kid to like other people. I was definitely violent towards myself and like my objects. Chocolate. Oh, is that like the really big poofy ones? I think I've seen photos of those kinds. Like my violence was like myself, or like, this is embarrassing, but when I couldn't get like, oh, but like when I was younger and I couldn't do something, I don't know why I would do this, but I would just like bite and tear into my sleeves until they gave in when I was like elementary, middle school. I don't know the logic why I did this. All I know is it worked. So I just kept doing that because it worked. So is that, I'm not gonna mention the actual violence on myself, but that is a weird thing to think about that I did.
I'm only 12. And let's just say in India, when I visited, we visit every December.
Oh.
It's a lot easier to get around the law. It's a lot easier to get around even violence towards other people, towards animals.
No comment.
But it's never been cats. It never will be cats. I love cats.
No comment much. For anything.
What emotions do you have? Again, I'm a sociopath. I'm not AI. I'm not a robot. I have.
Are you sure you're not AI?
Empathy, guilt, or remorse. I think the strongest emotions I feel are rage, contempt. Contempt is probably the strongest feeling I have. Disgust. Like people could do the mildest thing and it will trigger
say
disgust. Like most of my
jealousy, disgust, wanting to like make an impact. I don't know what that feeling would be. Yeah. Thank you for the gifted sub to Kasami. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. I updated my alerts after my debut. Actually, before my debut. But thank you.
Very controlled. They're very precise and planned out. But sometimes I do have a rage attack, and I worry that one day it might go too far.
I don't, because
rage attack look like?
I don't really worry about that because I know that my goals, my bucket list, will prevent me from doing anything irrational until I complete the bucket list, which is 1, I want to become known, and 2, I want to visit Japan. I don't know why I'm so set on that, but those are my 2 life goals before I do something I shouldn't say.
So I've been told
Joking.
that it looks like the soul has left my body. My eyes look a lot darker. I have previously attempted to hurt someone with a knife. I've pushed people down flights of stairs.
I thought of that.
The rage attack is kind of like just irrational. Like you can't talk me out of it. Like I need the time to calm down, because if anyone is getting in the way of that, they're going to be a casualty, unfortunately.
Do you feel joy and happiness?
Yes, I do. I do feel joy. I feel happiness. I feel happy for others if they are part of that call, because I see that as myself succeeding.
Okay, that last sentence. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, my happiness for others or sadness for others is very self-centered. So, I sometimes feel happiness and sad without a reason for people. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But for the most part, it is kind of self-centered for me. Thank you. Thank you. The assets are by PB Slayer. They're not actually on the model. They're not they're not actually there. But thank you. Okay, I understand where she's getting at for that. Because for the most part, it's not pure selflessness of feeling something for someone's success.
I also do experience jealousy
Yeah.
and entitlement to an extent. So it's kind of like this baseline of boredom, and then anyone can do something like that I find offensive, and it will trigger contempt, and then that'll mean they're out of my life. I know a child with this. What advice can you give me in terms of care? Well, firstly, no child has antisocial personality disorder. All they can have is callous unemotional traits and conduct disorder, which I had. If you have a kid who is showing the kind of callous emotional traits that you would see in a sociopath, it's very important to take that child to the right sort of therapy early. Because even
I had therapy, just not for that. And I basically told the therapist absolutely nothing because they were shit. I just kind of didn't. I always got them just talk about themselves or get them just ask about my art. I don't think I ever told them anything meaningful for like the year or two I went. I don't know.
When I was 21, which is when I got diagnosed, my psychiatrist, he's a forensic psychiatrist, he mainly works with prisoners, he wasn't quick to give me my label because he thought, look, you're 21, your brain's still malleable, we can kind of do what we can to negate these qualities. But eventually he just realized that it was immutable in me. It was completely immutable. There was nothing that they could do to change that. All he could do was show me how bad the prisons were in order for me to not commit strong acts of violence.
Definitely
but yeah, no children can have this, and no child is just a monster from childhood. Like no child is like that.
Well,
like, even when I was 3, my mom.
there are there is like a serial killer child that existed. I would say they are by definition a monster, or like children who somehow assault people their age or younger. I would feel like that's a monster from childhood. They might not be, a sociopath, psychopath, or something diagnosed, but that's something definitely they were almost certainly born with. Whether or not they're born with it, they're still a monster in that case.
Which I thought was like quite despicable to say to a 3-year-old, but
What'd you say?
Which I like that. Like even when I was 3, but yeah, no children can have this, and no child is just a monster from childhood. Like no child is like that. Like even when I was 3, my mum used to call me a monster, which I thought was like quite despicable to say to a 3-year-old, but
really,
it is what it is.
And you mentioned therapy.
They don't know the meaning of that word. Who cares?
Therapy? What's the kind of end goal?
Therapy was, I don't think it was effective in, let's say, curing the sociopathy or psychopathy. It wasn't like that. It was more just managing the symptoms rather than treating them. Because the thing is with therapy, it can make you worse because it teaches you how to manipulate more effectively and which language to use to extract the most you can out of other people and still sound decent and humane while you're doing it. So I don't think therapy is necessarily effective.
What I just talked about.
It is nice to have someone who you can vent to who won't judge you, which is fun. Do sociopaths thrive in leadership positions? Yes, we do. I did exceptionally well in leadership positions. In politics, in finance. It's exactly what we were born to do.
I don't want to do that.
We are born to rule, I believe, because we are not encumbered by like the ills of society.
I want to fly under the radar, at least in terms of control. Maybe not so much like I do want fame. I don't want the pressure or the responsibility that comes with uh that kind of leadership. I do want the fame and money that comes with it, just not so much the responsibility asset. Which, considering the current president, I guess there's not much responsibility to actually have. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that actually. I don't like the responsibility aspect or too many people relying on the things I do. Too much.
Norms. We don't have to follow those. And when we're given power, we use it properly. And we create the most successful businesses. We lead people far better than other people can lead people. We can make the decisions that would cripple empaths.
Maybe.
But we are able to do things that will create profits no matter whose neck we have to step on. And that's really what you need in these positions.
Fair enough.
And I think also it's a constructive way to use.
I just don't want to deal with that.
Do you think a lot of world leaders are sociopaths or psychopaths?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't necessarily want to get sued, but let me just say a lot of world leaders are very sociopathic, if not full-blown antisocial personality disorder. What stops you from acting out when someone like Bundy didn't?
Fear of getting caught. Fear of getting caught. The fact that Bundy didn't have as much technology as there is nowadays. Like, shit was a lot easier back then. You can't do that, half of that shit anymore and be successful. And like, I also just want to get my goals done. I don't have time for that.
The privilege of existing in the 1970s when surveillance wasn't a thing, and we didn't have Uber, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Meta, like tracking our every movement.
Barely had
when the police didn't understand how DNA worked. That was something that Bundy was very, very.
Am I back? My thing crashed, didn't it? Am I back? Hopefully I'm back.
We didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Meta, like tracking our every movement.
Yep.
When the police didn't understand how DNA worked, that was something that Bundy was very, very privileged to have. Unfortunately, now one thing is I don't have the size advantage. Like, I would have to do something very stealthy if I'm trying to get rid of somebody, whereas a man can use physical strength to overpower somebody. Right. Which I think Bundy was he had the freedom to do it. He had the motive to do it. That was the only thing that really gave him joy. Whereas I can get joy out of other domains, even if it means like turning down my sadism. I can.
Yeah, I can get joy from things that aren't too much to other people's too much of other people's demise. Thank you. Do not abandon me or else.
Still get joy from other things that I do, which I think the ones who are very violent and it's tied to their sexuality, it's kind of like they go to a certain level and they just can't come back. And so I am very sexual, just not where that threshold is for me, and understand that if I go past that, I'm gonna throw my entire life away. And I can throw minor things away, like I can throw away a year or like 2, but if I commit an act of brutality, there's like a 99% chance I will get caught because I'd be sloppy. Like, Bundy himself was also sloppy.
I wouldn't
but
be.
A lot of them weren't. A lot of them were clean about what they did. And even if they weren't, like, no one was going to catch them. Whereas for me, I'd get caught real quick. So I don't have that luxury. I don't have the strength luxury. And I don't have the ability to spend a long time incarcerated. And I understand where my threshold is, and clearly a lot of these people didn't, especially Bundy.
Do you think what he did was wrong?
Yes, I do think what he did was wrong. I do think he deserved the death penalty, and I do think he could have never been rehabilitated. I believe that he would have tried to escape again. Ted took such joy in taking people's lives. Yeah, he said that he felt
Yeah,
like God.
the joy and the stuff he did before or after. I don't remember the specifics of his crime, but just the killing aspect, I don't really have a strong opinion on. It's the before and after stuff he did that makes it wrong
when
to
he did
me.
it. So there's no fixing that, unfortunately. If sociopaths ran the world, what would get better?
There you
Our
do.
transport systems, they'd be a lot faster. We would get to where we need to be because we have to backstab some people on time. We would be excellent surgeons, so hospitals would be of the highest quality if you could afford to go.
Would they?
Because we just want to have material gain.
Yeah,
We want to have
okay,
material
fair
gain, we want to have social dominance, and we want to live in a world that worships the kind of people that we are. So we would create the most efficient but heartless city and country if we were in charge.
Do you think humanity would survive if everyone was a sociopath?
Yes, I think it would be a very productive society. It would be very streamlined. We would probably have more deaths, more murders, more violent crime.
Yeah.
But our whole budget, it would run pretty well because we have the control, we have the desire to take as much of that profit as we can. So with everybody trying to take it, you just have to level up. And so essentially you just get leveled up the entire way up. And by that time, if your neck hasn't been stepped on, I mean, you'd feel pretty good about yourself. And it would be so efficient. It would be so just like bliss. But people are too worried about hurting other people's emotions and using the correct words to describe people, making everyone feel included. And it's just a waste of time. Do you wish you were different?
Yeah.
No, I like my life. I like who I am. I like how I can do things that other people would be scared to do. I like that I take risks. I like that I'm able to find connection with people in a way that they find meaningful.
I wish I could find, I wish I could get a better connection with people that wasn't transactional. And I wish I didn't have certain thoughts or impulses, or that like people didn't look at me a certain way if something slips. So I don't like that I'm the way I am. So, but I also try and probably, I don't know, very much bury that down
I'm glad
inside.
that I don't have to worry about rejection, anxiety, abandonment. I just don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be real. I don't give a fuck about losing people. If someone is offended by something that I do, all right, piss off. Sayonara. I don't care. If someone thinks that that I need them to live, I will cut you off. Like I managed to cut off siblings who I lived in the same same house with. Like literally, I didn't talk to my brother for about 2 years, and we lived in the same house. So it's
I
kind of
wish I could
very
manage
freeing.
that.
And I appreciate
Not
that.
because
I
of like,
appreciate not
I
being
not because I
hung
feel
up
the
on guilt.
need to talk to him, but I wish they would get the fucking hint. Because I try to avoid one of my roommates in particular, and they won't catch the fucking hint because they have tendencies. I can't outright say it because they definitely outpower me. But I wish they would catch the fucking hint.
Same house with. Like literally, I didn't talk to my brother for about 2 years, and we lived in the same house. So it's kind of it's very freeing, and I appreciate that. I appreciate not being hung up on guilt and feeling shitty about situations I can't change. I only think of the present. I don't think about the past. I don't think about the future. I live life properly. Have you ever been in love? I've been in love twice. I'm in love now. I think for me, love is an act, it's not a feeling. I will appreciate someone's value in my life and I will decide to love them. I will do whatever's in their best interest because I see them as an extension of myself and I would never want myself to be harmed. So if anyone with me is, attacked or bullied or treated poorly by anybody. I will be there no matter what, and yes, I would.
I feel like I would say it's a feeling for me, but I would not put their life above mine on anything more than like small situations. Like I would not risk prison for someone else. I would not risk major harm for someone else. I would not risk moderate financial stuff for someone else unless I benefit. So
risk prison for them, because if someone's going to harm them, then I would rather neutralize that and then go to prison than allow that torment to continue. So in terms of romantic love, I think my loyalty is second to none. And if I decide to be in a relationship with you, I will put you above all else. And I will every single day love you as an action. And I don't just do flowery words. Like, I will go out and do the exact things that make that person happy. And I think it's a more effective way to love.
I would try to do that. I just wouldn't go to
Can two sociopaths be in
links.
a relationship?
Yes, two sociopaths actually could be in a relationship, but they would be in a power struggle constantly and like trying to outplay each other. Or they could become notorious criminals. It's kind of like one of two options.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
How manipulative are you? I am the most manipulative person you will ever meet. Like, I am so good at it. I don't mean to boast, but like, my manipulations are so fantastic, and I can lie better than I would say anybody. I would pass a lie detector test so easily.
That's not a hard. That's not a hard thing to do. I feel like the fact that you're saying that is kind of a part of the holy shit. That's a part of manipulation, because that don't mean jack shit. A dog could pass a polygraph. It could bark and it would say, true. Like, that's not a hard thing to do. Plenty of people can pass a polygraph. That's why they're not used in court. They don't mean jack shit.
Anybody, I would pass a lie detector test so easily.
So what?
The lies are what makes the sociopath. The lies are the only things keeping us going. Okay? We are so good at lying. That's like our number one like hobby, our number one skill. Lying is like, it's like breathing oxygen. Because it's not a lie if you believe it.
Have you lied during?
I don't believe him.
No, unfortunately I have been honest, as goes with the territory I was informed that I need to answer honestly.
The biggest misconception about psychopaths, definitely, is that they're all really clever. That is not true. You almost always see that they have a below average IQ. Yes.
That's mean. That's rude. I think I was about average on certain tests I took online. I'm surprised they didn't ask, like, I don't know, murdery questions. But let me know what you thought of this video down below. And until next time, bye.